Hi, Mackenzie. I'm going to help you. I'm going to go through 4 problems here and try to help you because I don't know if you're not using all the tools I want you to use or why you're not getting it. So anyway, I've got 4 problems here from your quiz that we're going to go through, and these should help you with others. Okay, so first of all, this one, CDO, was one that you were supposed to name. So a couple of things that you need to have open when you take this are you need to have, let's see here. I should have, hold on. Okay, the ion sheet. This is the ion sheet I've given you. It's 2 pages. If you can print it out, better. If not, remember it's 2 pages. All right, so you also maybe need to have your textbook open to page 209 because this table right here is very helpful. And thirdly, you need a printed out copy of the periodic chart, or at least one open. And this, if you don't have one, tell me and I will send you a link to one. So you need those things open. All right, so let me go back to Word here. So CDO, and I'm just going to move this over to the side for a minute. Maybe you can remember it's CDO if I move it like that. So CD, I have to look up on here, and that is cadmium. So to name this, I know the first one keeps its name. And the second, whatever it is, you like O is oxygen, but you are supposed to change it so it ends in ide, so it's oxide, calcium oxide. Okay, if it was CdN, it would be calcium nitride. If it was F, it would be cadmium fluoride, Cl, chloride. Okay, S, sulfide. P, instead of phosphorus, would be phosphide. Okay, so that you should get just on a simple naming. All right, now the second one that you have issues with. You do the crisscross method pretty good, and then all of a sudden you forget how to do it. And so the crisscross method, you were given these 2. Let's make this bigger here. I'm going to make this a lot bigger. So you were given these 2 ions. And this one is Fe3+, that's the charge on the ion, and S2-. So when you name it, you know it's going to be FeS, but this 2 that is the charge here becomes a subscript for the Fe, and this 3+ that is the charge there becomes a subscript there. And then I have to make those subscripts because I do expect you to do that. Okay, so let's see if I can make that one bigger now so you can actually read it. Okay, so just a reminder, and I'm going to do one more problem here on those. I'll pause this and do one more problem. Okay, now naming ones. Again, this one is a little tricky, Cu2O, because, and that's where some of the transitional metals, if you look at this bottom part of the table, you'll notice there's copper 1 that has a charge of plus, and there's copper 2 right here that has a charge of 2+. So copper and some of these other metals have 2 ions. So when we name those, that's when you have, it's these, just these down here. When you name those, you have to actually look it up and figure out which it is. Well, if you know to use the crisscross method, you know that 2 is the charge on the O, and that's a 2-. And because we didn't write a number there, you should know it is 1. So that means this has a charge of +1. So this tells you that this one is copper 1, and it's oxygen, but we have to put the IDE at the end, so oxide. Okay, now cadmium, we didn't put a Roman numeral in because cadmium only has 1. It's right here. It's right here, but there is no other cadmium ion. But you'll notice tin is over here, it has a +4, and tin is over here, it has a +2. So you will have to look those up. All right, calcium carbonate. Oh, this is the other one I was going to do. Perfect. Okay, so let me make this font a little bit bigger so we can read it. All right, calcium carbonate. So calcium, you got all of your things open. Let's go here. Calcium is right here. It is Ca. I might have to go to my ion sheet to find calcium. Calcium. Calcium right there. It's Ca2+. All right, so I know that calcium is Ca, and the charge on it is 2+. That is a superscript because it's a charge. And carbonate. Carbonate is not just a C for carbon. If we look over here, you've got carbide. That's not it either. This is carbonate. So you have to look down to the second part of your sheet, and it says polyatomic ions. And those are ions that have more than one thing together. They kind of move around as a group. So you need to find on this list carbonate. Okay, so right there is carbonate, and carbonate is CO3 with a 2-. So back to my word.